The other night I did a ghost tube session, and the words asylum and came up quite a lot. The word hammer, the words hanged, and I was always wondering what if I was onto something or if whatever's here is trying to uh, communicate those what those words mean. Well, I would use the Ghost Tube app that's 100% on, and this is the proof because let's see here, Arthur Trapp, 12 years and 4 months uh, months old, touched or took hold of a lower wire attached to a pole and used in raising and lowering a light operated by Rockford Electric Company in the city of Rockford, which was right outside my house. This is back in 1912. Uh, the evening of July 7th, 1912. Received a charge of electricity and instantly killed him. He left surviving a mother, a father who was in an insane asylum, and 9 brothers and sisters. His mother was appointed administrator of his estate, and she brought this suit against Rockford Electric Company to recover the loss to the next of kin of the deceased. She filed a declaration containing several counts charging liability in various ways. There was a jury trial and a verdict and a judgment for the plaintiff of $5,200 for the loss of her son because he grabbed an electrical wire that was supposed to be grounded out and it wasn't. It was outside. Uh, him and his brothers and sisters were outside playing. See, this back in 1912. They didn't have any street lights, and they were just starting to put up the street lights. The old street lights, which had a lot of exposed wires, they weren't insulated like they are today. And they were more accessible. And back then, people really didn't understand the concept of electrical current, like children. They didn't understand. It was all new to them. It's been around for a minute, but not enough for people to have any type of experience of what it is. But the other day when I was doing the ghost tube, I was talking about asylum and Neil and all the words that in my last video that the ghost tube hit on is in this article I found. Okay, she got awarded $5,200 for negligence of the Rockford Electric Company. But that's not where the story ends. About a year later, the judge decided, or no, about 6 months later, the judge decided to charge her with neglecting to watch her son while he plays outside. So she got arrested, she got charged with neglect. She made her bond, she came back home to this house, and while she was waiting trial, one of the people told her that she's gonna go to prison for life. I read this whole article, this whole story. I spent about 3.5 hours reading this whole story, and it's a really long. It's more like a book, but it's just an article. I'm basically summing up everything for you. Told her that she was gonna lose the trial. They knew right away there's no way that she was gonna win this. Well, she didn't want to be separated from her kids. And back in that day, they really didn't have garbage pickup, so every house had an incinerator in it where they would burn their trash and anything else they wanted to get rid of. And they were like walk-in incinerators. They were huge in the basement. Now, I did a video. Where in the basement of this place, and it said burnt. It kept coming up, burnt and burning, and I couldn't figure it out. But this article sums up everything that I've been experiencing here, or part of everything I've been experiencing here. And then she didn't want to be separated from her kids, so she basically took all her kids down. Her kids that she had left, the last 9 siblings, which were all under the age of 10. They've never been downstairs, so they really didn't know what the incinerator was. Took them downstairs, told them to pray for mommy, go in this room and pray for mommy, and mommy closed the door behind you. Well, the kids went into the incinerator, and she closed the door and she hammered it shut. She hammered it, make sure it stayed shut. And before she came back upstairs, she threw a switch. 9 children were burned to death in the basement of this house. She then came upstairs and went to the stairwell and hung herself. That's where the hang comes in at. Now, the father who's in the insane asylum had no idea, because they don't let people know what's really going on with the family while you're in one of those places, to keep you as sane as possible. So here he got out a couple days later. He didn't know he was getting out. Obviously his wife didn't know he was getting out. So he comes home and finds his wife hanging from the balcony. Went to the basement, found out that his kids were, the only thing left of his kids were ashes. The incinerator literally burned the bone and everything. It got really hot down there. That's why they call it incinerate, because it incinerates everything. And of course he hung himself from the railing too. He didn't want to be alone. He wanted to be with his family, so he hung himself from the stairwell railing also. And that also explains why I cannot film in the attic. Before he went to the insane asylum, the attic was his office, was his private space that he kept private. He wouldn't let the kids up there at all. The mom would stand by the back stairwell, the door to the back stairwell, go up the back wing, check on the kids while they're playing. And so that explains the apparition at the back stairwell door that Hawk Paranormal picked up. And it also explains why I can't go up to the attic, because that was the guy's private space. Now, I got the name of the kid who shocked himself or got electrocuted. His name is Arthur Trapp. Go figure, the Trapp family trapped in this house. Now, one of them was named Brenda. Now, where did Brenda come from? Brenda is a former resident here who died of a heart attack or whatever on the living room floor. I actually got a piece of her mail today. It come in the mail. And when I seen the name on it, it said Brenda. I got my mail. And I got a piece of her mail. And it has her name on it. You ask me what app I use? I use the Ghost Tube. The Ghost Tube hit everything almost 100% the other day. Everyone says, well, I don't like the Ghost Tube because it's too showmanship. Really? This is 100% the Ghost Tube right here. Everything is the article. It talks, but now, every 5 to 10 years since the Trapp family died in this house, any family that would move in here that would have kids, this is going to sound really terrible, but it's basically true. One of the kids would end up dying of something, some kind of disease, or being tripped and fall down the stairs. And until about 1972, this started happening. They finally shut this house down. They didn't sell it. They didn't rent it. They just left it set. Basically let it rot. They didn't want to touch it. Every time they tried to come tear it down, something would happen to the machines to tear it down, or something would happen to it, someone controlling the machines, where they would get scared or see an apparition scared off at the job site. So it sat empty from 72 to about 89 when my boss bought it and was boarded up. Well, he unboarded it, and he knew very little about its past. And what's pretty interesting is ever since he reopened it, every time my family comes in here, they don't want to stay in here for very long, because the kids start seeing things that the younger kids, and in fact the last family that was here just recently, the one that it wasn't a child that died, it was a mom that died. In fact, they were the last people before me to live here. And her name was Brenda. And so yeah, that ghost app, that Ghost Tube is 100% legit. It's too coincidental that Ghost app would hit on an article that I found on this house, even though it was over 100 years ago. It still hit it 100%. So we know the activity, and we know there's been a lot of deaths in this house for a very long time, for over 100 years, at least. And what the freaky part about it is I checked back before the 1900s. This area, where this house sits, used to be an Indian graveyard. Now, of course, they removed the bones, but when someone's at their final resting place and they get disturbed and they're comfortable, even in the spirit world, you know they're going to remain. And I'm thinking that's what's triggering a lot of the other spirits to come forward. Now, you know why this place is haunted. Now I know who's here. Very interesting. Maybe I should do a spirit box to try to figure out. Maybe I can call forward Trapp family. Maybe call Brenda. I'm a little afraid to call on the Native American who lived here, who was buried, where this house is now. But we're talking the Native American burial ground that was removed from here. That was back in 1795. So that was a long time ago also. Are we? I mean, well, can Can you turn the light back on, please? Well, you turn the one light out. They haven't turned it on. They turned it on and off. They like playing with that light bulb up there. Like getting my attention. Maybe they don't like the fact I'm telling their story, but maybe they do. I mean, nothing has been here has actually hurt me, but I have seen stuff I can't explain. And I found out the reasons I can't go into the attic and film. I can go up there. I have no problem. I turn on the lights, go up there, do whatever I gotta do, but I cannot film up there. It's like it's a private sanctuary for the father of the family that used to live here back in 1912. I am up to my right. I'm seeing flashes of light. I'm seeing orbs. I've tried to turn the camera. I went to reach for the camera and tried to turn it a couple of times to see maybe you guys can see what I'm seeing on the side over here. However, every time that happens, it stops. So yes, we know what is here is intelligent. The ghost tube hit it 100%. What she meant by a shovel. But see, I don't know if the shovel that was mentioned on the ghost tube had anything to do with that family or that Brenda lady. Because there's been other deaths besides them. There was a guy back in the 70s who was a musician, a piano player, that killed his entire family in this house. So a lot of deaths and suicides have happened in this house. Do I want to do a spirit box calling some of these people that have died in this house out? Part of me does, the other part don't. Because I'm not like a paranormal investigator or an enthusiast. I'm intrigued by it, but at the same time, it scares the crap out of me. I don't mind talking to him a little bit, but when I find out the backstory of what happened in this house, and that the Ghost Tube, a simple phone app I downloaded from Google Play, it's a paid Google app, actually works 100%. It's a Ghost Tube. The SLS I didn't pick that up on, but the spirit box part was dead on. It makes a person wonder, you know? I mean, they told me to stop recording. They told me everything, you know? But how do we know? I don't know for a fact that, see, Brenda said her name, so I know who Brenda was. I mean, I got a piece of her mail here. I got in the mail today. I was kind of freaked out. Am I scared? Yes. Am I intrigued? Yes. Do I want to run and scream and move out of the house? Not quite. But see, after I did, well, I have never told anybody. I mean, I told one person. After I did that video in the basement, and I found out the kids were burnt, or, you know, what I made out. Well, I made it out to be a one child being burnt. I didn't know there were 9 children that were burned up in that incinerator. But after that video, I went to sleep that night. I had a dream. Now, a little girl in a white dress entered my room and said, "Hey, you want to come downstairs and play with us?" And I'm like, "Now, mind you, I'm dreaming." And I said, "Okay." So I get up out of bed and I go down go through the living room, the dining room, kitchen, go downstairs, and apparently I play with these kids. I don't remember the exact what we did, but when I got down there, it was just her, and then out of nowhere, 8 or 9 other children just appeared, and then I said, I gotta go because I gotta get up for work in the morning, you know, and now mind you, I was dreaming, but I was thinking rationally, so, and and usually in dreams you don't think rationally. Anyway, that's when the oldest kid, ghostly kid, turned into a demon and said, "You're not, uh, you're not going nowhere. We're gonna keep you here." And that's when I woke up. I was in my bed and I woke up. It was morning time. It was about 6 a.m. And I go in my room, go make a pot of coffee. And I'm sitting there looking at the coffee, waiting for the coffee to brew, thinking about this dream I had. And man, that was fucked up, man. That was pretty fucked up. And I go to pour the coffee, go to sip it. I turn around, basement door is wide open. Now, mind you, I live alone. I dropped the coffee pot, it broke. I was freaked the fuck out. And that was all in this house. That was right after that's one of my first videos. So yeah, is there something here? Hell yeah. Has it really hurt me? No. Have I been threatened by it? In the dream I have. Should I do a spirit box? You know I'm gonna. Spirit box is coming. I'm gonna do one in this video, a spirit box session, a small one. Nothing major. I'm gonna do I want to contact the Trapp family. Will I be able to? Don't know. Will I be able to contact Brenda? I don't know. Or anyone else that has died in this house. But now that I know the backstory and I know all their names and who they are and how they died, it's kind of a little scary now doing a spirit box session. I feel kind of uncomfortable doing it. I'm gonna do it, but I need to work myself up to it. Like I said, I'm not really a ghost hunter. I kind of got into this because I moved into this house. And I'm learning a lot about the people that lived here and the tragedies that have happened in this house. I tell you, I'm gonna set the ghost box up here and see what we can come up with. Okay. I hope you guys are ready for this. Is anybody here who wants to talk?
Bribed.
Bribed. Bribed. I don't know what that means by bribed.
Be quiet.
You want me to be quiet? Who's telling me to be quiet? I know you're here. Who's telling me to be quiet though? Who wants me to be quiet? Arthur Trapp. Is that you? I will not hurt you in any way. I know of your tragedy. I know we're trying to pretend you were Electric Man. Are you Electric Man? Anyone from the Trapp family want to say something? Apparently, how Arthur died was
Dark.
dark. Is dark where you're at? Is it dark where you're at? A new thing of words I gotta look up to see what is going on here. Because I read nothing about this in that article, any of these words. So it looks like it's something new I gotta look up. Brenda, are you here? Oh, I've seen some. Anyone here wanna?
I'm lost.
You're lost. Is this Arthur? That would be the 12-year-old boy who grabbed the electrical wire. He was playing around, he grabbed an electrical wire, he wanted to be Electric Man, but didn't realize it wasn't grounded. I mean, he's 12 years old, he doesn't know anything about electricity. Little kid playing around. Oh, do you need help? Is
Patient.
Patient. Yes, Mr. Trapp, I know you were a patient at the
Blacksmith.
insane asylum. Blacksmith, I have no idea. That never came up in any of the articles. Up to, like I said, this is new stuff that I have to research now. Brenda, are you here?
Maybe.
You're here, Brenda. Touch the phone and let me know you're here, Brenda. Come on. I got a piece of mail here for you.
Patient.
Patient. Why do you want me to be quiet? Mrs. Trapp, if you're still here, why did you kill your kids? You don't have to answer. Mr. Trapp, what were you a patient for? What was your diagnosis?
Drip.
Drip.
Patient.
Patient. I'm getting someone else. I ain't getting the people I got the other night.
Behind you.
You're behind me again, huh? Oh shit. I just seen a fucking black shadow in my room. You can let me know. I see you.
Patient.
I see you without the camera, without the app. You need to leave.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh. Yeah, I told you I'm treading on some water.
Patient.
I'm treading on some waters I know nothing about. I think maybe I went a little overboard, and it's gone now. But if I would got the camera.
I see you.
I know you do.
Blood.
Blood. Blood.
Maybe.
Is that all you have to say? Blood, maybe. Patient. Patient is probably from Mr. Trapp. Arthur, are you here? If you are, you can touch this device here. It won't hurt you. Thank you. And the meter's gone up to yellow. Now back down to green. Gone up to red. It's staying on red.
Young.
Young. Yes, how old are you? You like that, don't you, Arthur? That's fun. Who's with you, Arthur?
Uncomfortable.
You're uncomfortable?
Shopkeeper.
Shopkeeper. Different situation coming up now, shopkeeper. I've never heard of shopkeeper before. Arthur, where was your room at? Which room did you sleep in when you were alive?
Rituals.
Rituals. I'll bet you someone had a ritual here. I'll bet you someone did a Ouija board in his house at one time. I would. Can you turn my light back on, please? Did you see that dip in the light? That was them playing with the light.
Gene.
Gene. Who is Gene? Thank you for turning it back on. Did you see it go back on? Now it went back off. Can you turn it back on, please? Come on. You see the light in the background? That's them playing with the light. The one light bulb.
Flashlight.
Flashlight. Yes, this is a flashlight. Can you turn it on? All you gotta do is push this button here, and it comes on, and you push it, and it goes off. Can you push that for me? Can you push that? I'll sit here on the table.
Funny.
I'm not trying to be funny. It's up on a green going into yellow. It's back up on red. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
Uncomfortable.
You're uncomfortable? You don't have to be uncomfortable around me. No. Arthur and anyone else that's here, I'm gonna sign off for tonight. Goodbye for now. It was nice talking to you. We have some new people, new entities, spirits that are coming in. And I will check to find out who you are too. Bye for now. As days goes on, this is a mecca for the spiritual realm. With all the deaths that happened here over the years, now this house also survived the 30s and 40s during the Mafia Al Capone days. Did it have anything to do with him? Or that directly tied to the mob? I don't know. I haven't checked. I haven't did a, year by year history of this house, but I'm slowly learning that there are a lot of spirits here. There are a lot of spirits here. And that the ghost tube is 100% accurate. Oh well. This is Jim with Life's Adventures. Keeping it real. You all have a good night now and stay safe.